Oh, my phone was going to go off.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. My name is Clay, and we will start our first L5R 5th edition game with the same guys that are doing my 4th edition game. Later on, we may pick up a body or two to add. There we go. To add to the game. Right now, we are playing with SR2 Joker as our Seppin and Legacy Game Mastering as our Asawa. At the end or middle way, they can plug in their stuff. But we're just going to get started since I'm always late when we get started on this thing. Game starts off as such. The dirt road through the Golden Valley was once known for its gentle hills, immaculate kept inns, and friendly merchants. But in these troubled times, travelers are likely to meet bandits as they are fellow samurai. Crane and Lion clan forces clash in nearby foothills of Toshirambo. And ragged mercenary soldiers look to the supply trains that flow between the palaces of the Crane and Kyotei Castle for some supplemental money. There is safety in numbers, and as fate would have it, you two find yourselves and your traveling companions alongside each other as you prod the weary road leading towards Kyotei Castle. I will let you guys go ahead and describe your characters. We will start with, from my left, we'll go with Mr. Kyle. Go ahead and describe your character and your entourage that is traveling with you.
Isawa Shohei is actually going to be, he's a young guy, 17, 18 years old, just past Kinpaku, which is interesting enough. He is wearing a very, very, very elaborate ceremonial robe, sanctified robe that was passed down through his family, from his grandfather down to him. Of course, skipping generational. Well, on his left side, he carries his wakizashi. He has a scroll case over his other side. And his traveling companions are stereotypical for a priest. He's going to have a couple of his family members that are better trained in combat, and a couple of his younger family members as well come with him as well. People who have not quite gotten to the age of Kinpaku that are traveling with the other people there because he hasn't yet married or anything like that. So he's young and naive. Extremely, he's taking in basically everything as he's going along.
Very good, very good. And our Seppin, please let me know who you are, what you look like, and who's traveling with you.
Okay. My character is Seppin Dojima. He's a member of the Seppin Guard. He is protecting Miya Amiko as her Yojimbo on her journey to this wedding. Physical description wise, he's about going on 6 feet tall, so pretty tall. He's got a very slender build, but you can tell that he's very agile and quick. He's got a very like stringy kind of lanky movement to his gait. Oh, and of course he is missing his left eye, which is like probably the most defining character feature.
All right. Is it patched
out his right eye?
Is it patched over, or do you just not care and you've got it exposed?
It's his left eye. I threw up. He has it patched. I threw up like a little filled-in circle over it.
Sounds good. The two reasons our samurai are traveling to Kyotei Castle is our Asawa is there to represent his cousin who's getting married, the bride-to-be. He is also there to witness the magic of the unicorn that has been brought forth, that has been sanctioned by the emperor to be exposed and taught to the Seppin. Our Seppin Yojimbo, our Seppin samurai, is there on 2 fronts as well. He is there both as Yojimbo to Amiko, Miya Amiko, who is there to learn of this new magic, and he's also there to attend the wedding with her. So, as you guys have been traveling, you travel through pine-encroached ways on either side of the road that you are on. You're cresting a slope of high hill The heat of summer is upon you. The green-brown canopies would have shaded you from the oppressive sun were they not so immaculate, or emasculated, excuse me, i.e. they're pretty messed up. Where once you might have expected singing songs of turtle doves, the sharp-called buzzards neigh overhead. Then against the shrill of the cockade noise of the bugs, a clatter of hooves can be heard rising further in the distance on the other side of the hill. Shouts erupt beyond, followed by the desperate scream of a woman coming from further up. What do you gentlemen do?
How far away is the hill?
You guys are not at its summit yet. You're probably a good 30 feet from the top of the hill, and the noise is coming from the other side of the hill that you're cresting.
I'm gonna look to the other people in my group and see if I can get them to go ahead of me. I have no desire to pick a fight, that's for sure.
Okay. And what have you, Sepin?
I will. I want to look around behind us, to the left and the right, over the vast landscape, and see if I can see anybody else coming.
You can't see anybody else coming, but the people that are in your party, you've met the Asawa and his entourage, and they've met you, the Mia, and her attendants. It looks like the Phoenix samurai, Phoenix Bushi, look like they are going forward to meet on what's going on. Your entourage, you're the only real Bushi here.
I will say to Mia, Mia Hime, please wait here. I am going to go up top with these Phoenix and see what the commotion is.
Okay, as you guys crest the hill, I will award you 3 honor for you, Sepin, for following the tenets of courage in this. No penalty or deduction or gains. Asawa, you are playing the Asawa, being cautious and sending your Bushi forward. So as you crest the hill, you notice this scene. You see what appear a family of 3, a man, a woman, and a child. They're being, and it's further down at the base of the hill that you're cresting over, and you see 6 riders circling them. You can't tell too much. What you can give me is you can give me a labor check, you can give me a sentiment check, or labor, sentiment, or if you have smithing, you can give me a smithing check. You may choose whatever approach you wish to take with that.
And a swing and a miss on all 3 of those.
Yep, I don't have any of those either.
If you don't have it, you can just roll your ring. So you can choose the. I didn't bring up a character sheet. Give me half a second. So you may choose your approach on how you wish to do it. Let me bring up a character sheet. Sorry, I'm very unprepared for this session, as I normally am not.
You said labor and smithing?
Labor and smithing, because you're assessing the situation. So smithing would be you're assessing these guys that are surrounding these apparently peasants.
Yeah, and you said sentiment would work as well, correct? Because we're trying to figure out.
Sentiment would be as well. You're trying to figure out what's being said and conversation-wise, what you can do.
The white die is the ring die, right?
Yes.
The white die is your skill die. The black die is your ring die. If you don't have the skill, you can just roll your ring die. In this system, Kyle, the exploding symbol explodes. So anything you roll will explode if you choose to take it.
I'm all good, but I need to see why I'm. Okay, actually, I do have. No, I have. I'm sorry. I have 2 successes and a strife.
Okay.
Trying to make sure I know what all these bloody things are.
For what check was that?
Sentiment.
Oh, sentiment. Okay.
And I'm going with a void approach to this. So I'm actually trying to sense what's going on.
Okay. What about you there, Stefan?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a subsist labor roll, so it's gonna be void.
Okay.
1 sec. One explosion. Okay, so I got 2 success, 1 strife, 1 opportunity.
Okay, that is you both succeed. I'll give you what you succeed on. What you, Asawa, succeeded on with yours is you're hearing the conversation of what they're yelling, and they're saying, one of the men that are circling, your lord sent us to collect the taxes early. Pay up, or pay with your lives, with your insolence. And with what you got is even in this climate area, they wouldn't be this hostile on collecting taxes. Even though the Crane are at war, they wouldn't be bullying, and it looks like they're taunting and subjecting these guys to harassment. You rolled what on what, Septon?
2 success, 1 strife, 2 opportunity, and that was on labor.
Okay. You also got the same reading what you heard on the labor issue that expands. Tax collectors would not be out here doing this or chasing people down. Just on the scene, you see, it looks like they've been pounding these guys like you would a hare or some type of prey. Do you want to spend your opportunity on anything?
Yeah, I want to spend both of my opportunity to gain spiritual insight into the nature of the universe from my own heart, which is the void one. Basically, I want to try to deduce whether I think this is typical banditry, or if these men are like harassing and haranguing them like it feels malicious and pointed, like they have some kind of grudge they're trying to settle.
You find that it is malicious intent. Also, the feeling of death is heavy, like a heavy melasma in the air, making it hard to breathe as you kind of focus in. And you're looking at them, you're looking kind of at the area, and you also picked, like I said, that they've been running hard and they've probably been hunted to get the last of their taxes. It looks like these folks have been fleeing.
As I kind of assess these guys,
okay,
I'm going to bluntly direct the guys in front of me, the Bushi in front of me. He extremely bluntly that these are no tax collectors. Quickly save those people. Ensure that they're safe.
I'll give you a point of honor for that. And what are you doing, Stefan, as you hear this and you see that?
I'm going to not draw my weapon, but proceed to walk down with the Phoenix Bushi if they're going to go forward.
They are going forward. So just so that we can do this as a act, it looks like the Phoenix are, per what their Lord is saying, the man of higher station is saying, is it looks like they've drawn, as they go down, they're drawing their weapons in which to engage them. Is that your same action? As you're not going to draw, you're just going to follow with them?
Yep, that's my plan. I'm gonna wait until I actually see them attack the members of my convoy before I decide whether or not I'm gonna do anything.
Okay, with that, gentlemen, we will be rolling initiative, which, if I remember correctly, is tactics, and you may choose, I believe you may choose the stance or approach you're going to take, and it'll be your focus versus their vigilance. Okay. Go ahead, Sawa, you can also roll this. So what it is you'll be rolling your tactics as your skill with any approach you wish to do. If you're going to wait, whatnot, and you'll be adding any successes to your focus score.
I'm going to approach this with an overwhelm. I'm going to try to overwhelm them with sheer force here. And I got 2 successes, 2 strife.
Okay, and all you needed was 1. So you've got 3 that carried over, so you can add 3 to your focus. and that will be your initiative total. Mr. Seppin, what did you get?
One sec here. I'm going with Earth. I'm going with approaching in an Earth stance, so steady, solid
Steady,
steps, making sure that I'm not being over hasty. And
very good. And what did you get, sir?
So the TN was 1, so I got 2, so that's 1 plus my focus, so 5.
Okay. So, what did you get, Kyle?
So I had 2 successes, 2 strife.
So for in this game, you need to meet the TN. Anything beyond meeting it is extra. So 1 was the target number.
Okay.
So you got 1 carried over from your successes, and since you're in the fire approach, the fire stance, your strife, you take strife, you're taking it against yourself, but those strife also are bonus successes. So you get 3.
I'm seeing that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 successes bonus. So that just means that I act a little bit faster based on anyone else who succeeded, correct?
Correct. No, so your total is your focus plus 3.
Yeah, so if I have no focus, so it's 3.
So 3. And yours was, Seppin, I think you said 5. And they go on a 3 as well. So it is going to be Seppin, Asawa and his entourage, and then them. So what are you going to do, Seppin? It is your turn as you guys are approaching. You've made your way there, and they've kind of turned. They're still circling, but they've kind of turned to face you. And there are 5 of them.
Okay. I'm going to continue approaching them then. Sword's still going to be sheathed. And I'm going to yell out to them. Halt.
We are tax collectors here to take the tax. What right do you have to stop us? Says the largest of the 5. And they've kind of stopped riding around these folks, and they've kind of fenced them in, but they're facing you and the oncoming Phoenix.
I am a member of the Seppin Guard, Seppin Dojima. We are on our way to a wedding. You are obstructing the road.
We are fulfilling our duty, Seppin-san. And our duty is to collect taxes.
What do these people look like now that I'm getting fairly close? The ones
now that you're close, you're looking at the peasants, or are you looking at the actual tax collectors?
The peasants.
Okay. They are not wearing any crane colors. They are wearing no Mons of office. They're wearing hand-me-downs and possibly rough-looking katanas, and they're carrying spears. They're Yari.
And what are the men on horseback wearing?
Those are the men on horseback. The peasants look like everyday laborers, a family of laborers.
They're not armed at all.
Not that you can see, no. But they're wearing, the kimonos, the outfits. It's probably a man in his late 30s, his wife, or possibly a daughter in her mid-30s or 20s, and their young son or nephew in his late teens.
Okay. I want to, for my action, a sec here, I gotta pop this open. I think it's in this one. Might be in the other one. Sorry, there's like a billion things here.
There are. And next time I'll have I'll kind of have an overlay that'll help everyone know what they want to do for opportunity and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one of my special checks here. I'm gonna do an honest assessment.
Okay.
But I got to sign invocation. Where are ya? A sec. I had this open to it, but I closed my paint file. I have to... Come on, where the crap? Do you know what page Shiho's are on?
What's that?
Do you know what page Shiho is on in the core book?
Give me 30 seconds to bring it up. I think it's like 236. Let me just double check. Like I said, gentlemen, this may be slow because I'm not as prepared as I thought I would be.
Yeah, neither am I. Okay, I found our Shuji rather. Yeah, I found it. It's
Okay.
Pillar honest assessment. Okay, so as a support action, you may make a TN2 courtesy check to appraise the weakness of a character. So
And who are you doing this on?
The rider who is speaking to me.
Okay.
Okay, so TN2 courtesy Earth. That's just 2 for me. All right, so that's 2 success and a strife.
2 success. So you're assessing what again?
So I'm assessing their character weakness. So it's a TN2, so I just succeed. If you succeed, choose one of the target's known disadvantages.
Ooh. Okay, we will look at their disadvantages.
Yep.
Right now that you got Fool's Artifice. Artifice. Am I saying that right? Avarice? Artifice?
Oh, Fool's Avarice.
Avarice. Ooh. Not bad. So that's his disadvantages. He has a mental disadvantage of being a foolish type.
He's like greedy as fuck.
Yes. He's greedy,
Okay.
and you possibly think he's gullible as well, you know.
Okay.
But he is larger than the others.
All right. So I will take note of that. That's going to be my action though.
Okay. The others look back. Oh, go ahead, Asawa. You may instruct them. They have approached, and it looks like they're your Yojimbo is there, and the other family members are waiting above. You got a Yojimbo and probably a Nashigaru, kind of, you know, an apprentice to your Yojimbo there. So there's 3 of you there. You are still on the hilltop with the rest of the caravan.
I'm going to call out to them, and I actually want to use skullduggery here to do this, and I want to make it a subsist. I'm going to try to get them to surrender because they're clearly outmatched. I'm going to shout at them that surrender now and no one has to get hurt. Simply walk away and let these people go.
Okay. I will allow that. That'll work. You're trying to reason with them, or are you trying to trick them? Or
I'm trying to make them subsist. So I'm using skullduggery, so I'm actually trying to trick them into believing that they're just going to die.
Okay. I will it will be a TN4 check.
Not going to get the check, which is going to be fun because I've got, so what does Void, hang on, let's see what Void Stance does here for me. Oh, I don't get strife from this. I have 2 successes, 2 opportunity, 2 strife.
Okay, so you get some of the younger ones that are surrounding, you know, some of the group, they kind of look at each other and they're mumbling as you voice this out, but not enough to get the leader to stop coming, to stop it. He does look over at you. And why should I stop when I plainly have the advantage of being on the right? These men, this family owes taxes. The war goes poorly for us. You may spend your opportunity if you wish. Let me just scroll down here if you want. I will give you one.
I'm not sure how I can spend my opportunity here.
Here, let me. I'll bring up a page so you can have that up on yours.
Yeah.
But,
I could dig my freaking PDF out. I just don't remember where I saved it right now.
No, let me. I'll bring it up for you and give you what you can use your opportunities on. You have 2, so you can determine a few things. 1 second. Oh, this computer's acting out. What I can say is you can spend one of those opportunity, Kyle, and you kind of push your advantage of some of the younger guys. So you are kind of dissension in the ranks. Some of the other guys are kind of
That's
pulling back a little bit.
Yeah,
but again, the leader's
definitely
got control of his guys and they are staying there. But the others seem to be a little more hesitant on pushing the issue.
That is fine with me. I'll definitely do that because I want these guys to start kind of trying to break before we actually have to hurt them.
Okay, so if you want in the future, you can spend 2 opportunity to assist someone else in their next check. You rolled Void. You can gain, basically with Void is your more spiritual. You can gain spiritual insight into the nature of the universe, your own heart, or reveal something related. You can detect supernatural, but again, that's not here. Or you can choose a ring other than Void to reduce the TN on your next check by 1 if you wish. So you can, I'll give you both because that costs 1 as well. So on your next check, you can reduce the target number by 1.
Okay, we can do that. That'll work.
So remember that because I probably will not.
That's fine.
It is their turn. They are not stopping. He will make a check of command, which he succeeds. He tightens up his guys, tighten up formation around, and now their horses are kind of now more of a cage around these 3 between them. And he kind of rides a step forward on his horse or his pony and says, "There's a tax for anyone traveling these grounds. They need to pay it." And that is his turn. Back on top. Sepin, what would you like to do? He's tightened his control, taking command of his men after the Asawa kind of spooked some of them earlier.
Okay, and they're continuing the assault on the peasants?
They've stopped kind of harassing them, but they've locked them in. The flanks of their ponies have kind of locked them in. They can't get really through without. Now they're all within range of the men on horseback. They've kind of boxed them in. There's the leader and possibly his other that is next to him that is open to respond to you and the other Phoenix.
And these are cranes.
They're stated that they're crane tax collectors collecting tax for the war efforts.
All right, I'm going to give them one last chance here since they've stopped the direct attack. I'm going to attempt a okay, I'm going to try a earth courtesy roll. And what I'm going to say to him, the one I've been talking to, is, I will reiterate one last time. I am Sepin Dojima. We are on our way to the wedding. You are obstructing the road. I know things in this land are not going well for your clan, but you have to understand. I am a Sepin. I'm one of the few individuals in this world whose family has the Emperor's ear. It would do you far more harm to upset me and the person I'm guarding by doing this in the road and obstructing us than simply moving on and letting us take our path.
Nice. What approach are you using?
I am going to use Earth. So this is Reason, which I think makes sense for this.
I agree.
And okay, got 1 explosion. That's another success. So I got 2 success, 1 strife, 1 opportunity.
2 successes.
Yep.
Okay. Again, you can choose to use the opportunity however you want. You know how you can spend one of those to. You've got your stuff open, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to what I'm going to do is when I say that, I'm going to look over at one of the peasants and give them a very slight nod. And if they're like suffering from strife, I'm going to allow the peasant to remove 2 strife.
Very nice, very nice. The older man seems to take a deeper breath when you're here. And he kind of nods back to you. But the leader gets infuriated at what happened. The target number was 3. You got his men again with those same 3 that have kind of boxing in the peasants. They're really like getting really nervous. Go ahead.
Can I turn? What's the actual name for it called? Actually, I don't know if there is a mechanic for that. Is there a mechanic to use their disadvantage as an advantage for my own roll? His Fool's Avarice? Because I know there's one to flip their disadvantage and turn it into advantage, or flip their advantage and turn it into a disadvantage. But I can't remember. Let me.
No, with that it would lower. Oh, I'll give that. No, with that I'll give it to you. I'll lower with what you've done since you have that. I'll lower it and say that you've succeeded because you know his disadvantages.
I'm so down.
So that was good. That was a good call on that. So with that is and with what Sawa had done earlier. We will move aside. And right now, when it's his turn, he'll start to do something. What are you going to do, Asawa? Your men look like they're still going to attack, but they're just kind of waiting for your final instruction.
Wrong time to take a bite. I'm going to walk forward a little bit, tell them to put away their weapons, and hopefully I can get close enough to tell the people they were beating up, the peasants they were beating up, to just go ahead and follow us back away from them. And basically, I'm offering them more formal protection.
Okay. Yeah, we won't roll. By time with all you guys have done, they the bandits, or excuse me, the tax collectors move off. I need a from you, sir. We will go to, it's going to be a social skill of command, and you can either try to reason, which is earth, or you can try to enlighten, which is void.
I will go with enlighten these guys because I'm trying to appeal to their greater nature here.
Okay.
2 successes, 1 opportunity, 2 strife.
Okay, so you're trying to reason, and with that, since you do not know their of what his weakness is, what he does is the man in front, we will move aside, but instead of freeing them, the 3 men in back, he kind of commands, and they move. They herd the guys off the road, off to the side of this. Probably a skirmish of some kind has happened here, probably in the recent weeks, because you can see the churned up grounds and everything. But they cradle them over to the side, freeing the path from you guys. I hope this does bring no discourtesy to our Lord. You may go forward. And he kind of looks at the 2 of you, Samurai-san. But they still hurdle the folks across. So between yours and his, yours kind of pushed them onto that route, and they were going to do something else. But with the Sawa's kind of guiding as well, instead of freeing them, they just pushed them off to the side. You have free access to pass them if you choose.
Seppin shows a little flash of regret on his face, not getting what he wanted exactly in the encounter, but he knows that at this point his duty is going to require him to return to his charge and to take her across the way, because he's not here to protect peasants. He's here to guard a noble.
Okay. What about you, Osawa? As your entourage is coming down to be met with their charges and their guards, what are you going to do?
He is going to be exceedingly unhappy here. This will be a good time for his anxiety to break out, because he is going to instruct these tax collectors that they have no place to correct someone of a higher station, and that they will let us take these poor people with us, and that the Lord of the Manor can decide the status of their taxes. not basic thugs.
With that, one of the men, after you say that, their men look like they're doing something. That is what you're doing, yes, Kyle. You're instructing them to release them.
Yep. Yes.
You see that one of the men surrounding them, you see that appears to be the leader, raise his hand. I am sorry, but you are not in authority here. By the vested authority of my lord, raises his hand, and the old man is stabbed with a spear. And he kind of goes down on his knees, cries out, "We have no funds for the Lord. We've given you all that we've had." And the leader of the tax collectors is still looking at you, Osawa. Your authority does not reach into these lands. Do not interfere in our business. It looks like you may have set off his anger.
Okay. As a response to that, Andrew, I'm going to call on the air commie here. This will be fun. I'm going to lower the TN on this by 1 because I can. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and one of those. Shift it up all those dice. Oh, shit. It doesn't go off. That's fine. Don't check some real quick. Yeah, it would have been a 2, target number 2. So I tried to get them to. I actually tried to blast them with a blast of air and knock them all over and disorient them all.
Okay. Did you succeed?
No, I failed. But I did have 2 opportunity on this.
So what was your approach for stance? Air?
Air.
You can learn another character in the scene's demeanor if it's an NPC or current strife. For 1+, you can act subtly to attract minimum attention. So if you want to spend 2, nobody realizes that what you did.
We're going to be doing that. I don't want people to realize. I just try to convince the commie to rape them.
So you haven't. You were spending 2. That's fine. You've attracted that very subtle attention, and you're behind him. So the Stepan really isn't paying attention to what's happening behind him. So nobody notices what you did. There are. It looks like they are going to be attacking, with the leader signaling this guy to strike the male peasant. The others seem to branch out. So Stepan, you're going to be attacked with a Yari. So it range is 2. He's going to be at range at 2 on you.
Oh, they're going to attack me?
You're getting attacked, and the Shiba, the Yojimbo to the Phoenix, Sekenja, and probably the Asagaru that's with him. The Phoenix has got 2 protectors. You are all by yourself protecting the Mia and her entourage of servants.
So I got back up over the hill, right?
You guys went up and you went down, and basically you're confronting them, and the entourage is slowly cresting and coming down as you guys have been talking the last couple of moments. But they're still far enough away they won't be able to interfere or be attacked.
Just to clarify, they're trying to attack me in the back, right? Because I'm walking away.
Yes, if you're walking away, yes, they're attacking you in the back, and they're attacking the Shiba, who is still the 2 Shiba that are still there per their lord's request.
Bad move.
So let me look. So we are going back. You guys are going to be in the stances you were when you did initiative. So whatever stance you were in that until it is your turn, and then you can change your stance. They were in a fire stance, so they're going to attack you. Marshall is what? Okay. And he misses you. Shiba guardsmen are being attacked as well, but 2 of them are going after them. Bax action with they're not raise your damage. So the youngest of them is attacked, and he suffers 5 points of damage. And he just goes down. He's still alive and whatnot, but the massive damage just brings him down, and he looks like he's holding on to the Yari, and it looks like he's trying to draw his katana at his side. The other guy is missed, the older gentleman, the Yojimbo. The closest people that you see, Stefan, because it is now back on top, is you are walking away from the scene. You see the others coming down. You see Yasawa further. He's between the envoy and you. He's in between those two because he continued to move forward to address these tax collectors. You were attacked in the back by one and it missed. You see the Yari off to your right. It is now your turn, sir. You may change your stance if you wish.
Okay, I will. In a sec here. Be changing my stance for sure. I'm going to change it to. We're going to change it to the void stance. And I'm going to use Ayajitsu Cut Rising Blade.
Okay.
It allows me to draw a sheathed weapon into a one-hand grip and make an attack at a TN3 martial arts check.
By all means, do so.
Okay.
And what was your stance again?
My stance is void.
Void. All right.
Yeah, I'm doing it specifically because my character is already really stressed and I don't want to get pushed into unmasking. Okay. Let's try to get some big money. Okay, so we got 3 success, 3 strife, but I don't take strife because I'm in void, so just 3 success.
All right. How much damage do you do?
Okay, so with Rising Blade, if you succeed, you deal physical damage to the target equal to the weapon's deadliness. Your target cannot defend against the damage if they are compromised. So I'm just going to do them 5 damage.
Nice. He is hurt badly, but is not down or dead yet, and he's just massive strike on him.
And I will, as I do, I'll let out a ki, and when I come out of it, I'll take the Seppen stance and say, attacking me in the back like that was a bad decision.
He looks like he's about ready to shoot himself, but it is now the Asawa's turn. Asawa, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to enter Earth here, and we're going to go. I'm going to target the commander, who's a douchebag.
Okay.
And we are going to go for Grasp of the Earth.
Nice.
Okay, so I get 3 successes, one opportunity, 1 strife. And so I summon Cracks in the Earth. He suffers 2 damage, which is equal to my Earth Ring. And he has to make a TN4 fitness check or suffer the prone condition.
Ooh, does he have fitness? He may. Ooh. Okay, let's roll with this. So he will roll. He will try to roll with it with water.
The only thing I seem to be lost on here is I can't. I don't see it here. It doesn't say that the additional successes add to damage for this. So I don't know if they add.
What's the target number that you need to achieve in order to?
Target number 2.
So with the extra success, I believe it does extra damage. So until I read otherwise, I'll give you an extra point of damage. Because you exceeded the number required for a damaging spell.
Okay.
So he's taken 3, and the fitness check was what?
4.
He failed his fitness check. He is considered prone.
This is right in the book. If you're curious, it is on page 199.
Okay.
I'm going to activate the opportunity that anybody who fails the fitness check also is immobilized.
Ooh, very good, very good.
So basically, I move my hands. I pray to the kami. The ground underneath him opens up. His foot, as far as unless you want to say otherwise, his foot kind of goes to this crack. He falls over, and then the ground just kind of closes up around him.
So he is immobilized.
Indeed. I don't see anywhere where it says how long that lasts.
It's probably for the scene.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So it's up to you.
So we will go with that. He is stuck. Your guys attack. Okay. The young man is too hurt, and he misses. The older one strikes at the one that was striking at him and succeeds in attacking him with a because his sword was out, two-handed grip. So the deadliness doesn't matter. So he takes 4 points of damage. He just got him as is. It is now their turn. The leader uses commanding voice. Get them, you fools! And two guys that were with the people in back. As an action, the bandit leader has commanded his men to move, two of his bandits. They move immediately, and they're going to go after the Sawa, because he is casting magic and is wrapped up. Make their rolls. Miss. What type of armament are you? Do you have your traveling robes, or do you got your ceremonial robes on? Asawa?
You're muted, Kyle.
I do have my robes on, and answer to our immobilization question. Removed when, at the end of their turn, if the character did not perform a movement action this turn, they remove the immobilized condition.
So he's going to direct his men. Very good for checking that. He'll command his men to attack you, which they've missed you. So two of them that were guarding the peasants are attacking you, Asawa, and your men are turning to defend you, but they've already acted this turn. And they've missed, and the commander is going to rip his feet from the earth. So he'll spend his movement to get out. Okay. It is now back on top. Sepin, your go, sir.
Okay, so I still got this wounded dude in front of me, right?
You got the wounded guy in front of you. You've got the leader of the taxmen slightly behind him. And then you've got the Sepin fighting one guy, and two of the other tax collectors are going after the Sawa.
Okay, I'm going to stay in Void, but I'm going to change to a two-hand grip.
Yep.
With the katana, and I am going to strike at the man that I've already wounded. And I am going to... oh, actually, that's it. That is it. So I got one explosive success, and I keep that dice. 2. So I got 2 success and 2 opportunity, and then I don't take strife because I'm in void.
Okay, very good.
So with the 2 opportunity, I'll increase the for increasing deadliness of razor edge weapons. Is it 1 deadliness per opportunity or 1 deadliness per 2?
You could spend the 2 opportunity because you're wielding a edge weapon. You can spend the 2 opportunity to do a critical strike.
Oh yeah, that's right. So and then it would be after that opportunity.
After that, you could add opportunity for increasing deadliness.
Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll cause a critical strike then.
Do not worry about rolling on the chart because of who he is. Go ahead and describe his death.
So what I'll do then is I bring it up into a 2-hand grip. I will lunge forward and swing and decapitate him.
Blood spurting everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Shit. The leader, the guy behind him, is just looking at you with hateful eyes. Go ahead, Asawa. Oh, you still haven't done a movement action. Are you going to move or anything else?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I can move. That's a separate action. I'm
not going to. I'm not gonna like move distance per se, but I will after my lunge readjust myself so that the commander is in the field of vision of my good eye.
Sounds good. Go ahead, Asawa. Your turn.
Okay. As I can move back now, I'm gonna back up until those 2 guys on me are a distance 3 of me. Or can I only move 1 band at a time?
You can only use 1 band unless you change to a water stance. You can move 2, so you get a free movement and then an action. So if you want to change your stance, you can because it's your turn. But in order to move,
I'm changing it to air stance. So
okay. So you can only move 1 bandwidth.
That's fine. I'm gonna go back to distance 2 then, or am I at distance 0 right now?
You're at distance 0, or actually you're at distance 2, so you'd be distance 3.
Okay,
Because
that's what I want to do. I want to be
skirmish.
maximum distance away from the two guys in front of me.
Okay, you'd have joined back to the caravan.
Yep. And then I'm going to go ahead and try this air spell again. See what happens.
All right.
Jesus Christ Almighty! Hang on a second. Let me see what happens here because I need to see real quick. I want to because I'm famously lucky, Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I trigger that to re-roll 2 dice?
You could re-roll either a dice that has a strife or a blank. So you can roll anything that's negative towards you.
Yeah, I got 2 blanks I want to roll.
Go ahead. You can re-roll them.
Come on, re-roll. Yeah. No, I don't want to choose the dice result. Come on, just let me re-roll. Oh, there it goes. Sorry. Oh, that was worthless. Okay. I'm still short. I've got 1 opportunity. Does an explosion count as 1 success or what? How does that work?
An explosion counts as 1 success.
Okay. So got.
Especially if you choose the dice, you can roll it again and keep it if you wish. In this system, Kyle, if like you're just needed like 1 success or something and didn't want to take the results of the other dice, you can roll. You can keep a minimum of 1 die for anything.
Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with what I've got. I've got 2 successes and a opportunity and a strife. Let's see what this offers me for opportunities. Just curious. I just need to go see what opportunities are available for air.
How much strife does your guy have, Kyle? Is he looking pretty?
8.
You're getting up there.
Yeah. Shh. Okay, looks like 298 maybe is where I need to go.
So 328 gives you opportunities, examples, and then because this is a conflict, you can also use that as well for air, or general will help you as well.
Let's see.
You could spend it 2 opportunity to increase the TN for the next martial target range targeting against you by 2. That's air, conflict, martial, general. You can learn another character's demeanor, act subtly.
This is a scholar skill, right? It's not going to work. None of this can work. So let's go with. Okay, I'm just going to remove the strife because that'll drop me back down to 7 strife.
You can do that too.
Yeah,
you can remove 1 strife.
Yeah, let's remove that strife to.
Very good.
I'm 7 strife right now.
That's something to do. If you fail, you could still get that strife taken down.
Yeah.
Okay, your guys are attacking and they're facing their opponents. It is just wayward battle going back and forth. Your Shiva takes out his man, stabbing him deep in the chest. But your Ashigaru, your young guy that's been working with your Shiva, he goes down. Not dead, but he goes unconscious. He is bleeding. It's their turn. So we have 2 that are down. You have 2 that are facing you that are bandwidths away, and then you have the leader. The leader is going to do this. He faces off against you, standing before you, Sepin. And what he does is he kind of it looks like he stumbles. And as part of his attack action, he's going to perform a dirty trick.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Because I'm an air, it increases the target number of his attack by 1.
Oh, they're not attacking you, but I will do that as well since you're in that air stance when they attack you. This is the leader and the 2 guys facing the Sepin and your guy. Oh, okay. And those 2 guys will be after. So the leader is going to attack. He is going to use the fire stance. 2 successes, 1 strife, 1 opportunity. That's what he'd like. He's going to take it all.
He could too, Clay, if you want. Because I looked up turning disadvantage. I think this is like an instance where he could probably turn my one eye into an advantage if he's trying to do like a motion trick on me.
He is doing a dirty trick, and this is his special ability. And so I basically have done the same thing. He kind of stepped to the side off into your bad peripheral vision, off into your bad eye. He's stepping forward, and instead of striking down at you, he's using the blade, dragging the blade along the ground in dirt. And as he's hitting you, he's throwing that into your face with his opportunity. So because you're in range of 1 to 2, you're going to suffer the disorientation condition. And the bandit is moving 1 move in to hit you. So you're going to take – go ahead.
I'm sorry, what's disorient do again?
It raises your target number for movement and support actions by 2, and you get rid of it by not taking a movement or support action.
It raises movement or support by 2?
Yep.
Yes.
But it doesn't change my attack though.
Negative.
But in order to get rid of it, you've got to spend your movement opportunity. Basically, your movement is you're wiping the crud from your eyes. You're shaking your head. You know, you're spending your movement to get rid of yeah. So with that though, at this time, he calls out to his men. You're taking 4 points of damage though. You can add that to your fatigue.
Okay, so that doesn't go through my lacquered armor because my physical reduction is 4.
Ooh, you are good. But it does allow his 2 men to break away from attacking the Asawa. And they rush you. They're not going to move further away because the Asawa is further away. They rush you. And because you are disoriented at this time, their damage is increased by ambush tactics if they hit you.
Ouch.
By 2. So first one, I need to get a 3, yeah, to get you, or is that 2 for you, sir?
Just
I think it's 2, yeah.
For this happen.
The first one is going to hit you, and he's going to be doing 5 points, or no, damage is 7 points to you on this hit.
So 3 damage goes through on that. So I take 3 fatigue.
And the other guy missed you. He doesn't even get the 1, but the opportunity that he is going to do, because he did get 2 points of opportunity on this, is he's going to add a skill dice to his partner's martial check next turn. He's going to assist him. Or no, oh damn it. No, he was in fire. Choose another character in the scene, increase the target number in the next attack by 1. So if you want to hit the leader, he's going to raise your next martial attack.
So he's like protecting the leader, basically, is what it looks like to me.
Yeah. Increase the target number in the next check they make before the end of their next turn by 1. If it does not include you as a target. Okay. If you attack anyone but him, next time it'll increase the target number. So basically, he's forcing you to pay attention to him. So if you attack anyone else, the target number is 3. If you attack him, it's still 2. Excellent. But he's kind of trying to incite you a little bit. They are done. Okay. Back on top, Seppin. You are now got 3 men around you. 2 from behind, 1 the leader facing. The boy of the Phoenix entourage is down, and the Shiba that was protecting the Asawa turns to assist you. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to go into fire stance.
Okay.
And I am going to use my movement to wipe the crud out of my eyes.
Sounds good.
I will expend a void point to add 1k1 to my pool, and I am going to strike the leader.
All right.
Very, very nice.
Okay, let's get some crazy shit. Ooh. Okay, so that's... I've got 5 success, 2 strife, 1 opportunity.
Good lord.
Man.
Like a
Okay.
didn't you?
That succeeds, so I convert the 2 strife into bonus successes.
Yes, sir.
So
How does that
goes-
work?
So
Is
it
is that fire?
yeah, fire.
Yep.
Saves.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
So it goes to 7 then altogether. What was this TN?
2.
2. So that's going to be
Oh, it's 3 because you attacked the leader, not the man inside you. So 3.
so 4, and then katana is 4, so that's 8 damage.
8 damage. Ooh, he is compromised.
Ouch.
So
Yeah.
what it looks like is I bring it down like a vertical cut, and then I shove him with my shoulder so he stumbles backwards, and I'll bring the sword down in front of me, preparing to defend myself.
Very nice. So he is considered compromised, but he's beyond his endurance. So any attack on him will be considered a critical. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That's going to be ugly for him.
Unless he wants to unmask.
Unmasking helps you with your endurance.
I'm
Physically.
sorry. He's not compromised. He's
beyond his endurance. So doesn't that?
Yeah, but what's that? That's because compromise is what happens when you go
your composure.
your composure. What's it called when you go under your endurance? I can't remember.
I can't either, but he's made it past his endurance. So attacks again. He's isn't he considered? Shit. Now I'm having a brain fart.
One sec. I've got the statuses right here. Let me open this up. It is.
I would appreciate it, sir.
It is. I think. Is it incapacitated?
Let me double check.
That's not it. Or is it?
I'm staying out of this fight.
I think he can keep going. I think.
Yeah, he can keep going. Let me see what it's called. It might be called compromise too, actually. I can't remember.
So just real quick, I'm trying to make sure I track this. So if you go over your composure, you have an outburst, right?
You don't have. You're considered compromised. Your vigilance goes to 1, and you can't keep anything that has a strife symbol on it. So if you have a success with a strife, you can't keep it. So basically, it means your emotional turmoil, your embarrassment, your emotions are getting to you where you can't really fully do what you normally do. But if you choose to unmask, you blow up, you cry, whatever it is to embarrass yourself or basically become unsamurai-like. You get rid of all your strife and you start over. But you possibly could lose honor, glory, status, depending on where and when and how you unmask.
Yeah, it is incapacitated.
So he is considered incapacitated.
Yeah,
so on the reverse.
One sec, Kyle. Having fatigue in excess of their endurance does render a character incapacitated, leaving them unable to defend against future damage. And then it says for incapacitated, cannot perform actions that require checks and cannot defend against damage. Critical strikes inflict the unconscious condition in addition to any other effects.
Okay. So real quick, you guys keep saying endurance, right? I don't have endurance on this sheet. I have resilience.
That is probably a screw up on that sheet. Resilience is what is the 2 stats that give you your resilience?
Earth plus water times 2.
Yeah, that's endurance.
That's endurance.
It's endurance by another name. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, that works the same way as it does for Star Wars, where if you bypass that, you start taking crits and you die pretty quick. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thumbs up. That's all I need to know. Okay.
And you can also, once you've exceeded half your endurance level, you can spend opportunity to lower it as well. I think you can. I got to double check that too. Questions I forgot to ask myself and look up before I got started on this. Okay.
Andrew, I'm going to try to help you out on this turn, by the way.
So it is your turn, sir.
So I'm gonna take my free move to get within distance 2 of the Sepun, who I saw got struck a moment ago, and I'm gonna pray out to the water kami. And Andrew, you're gonna like this a lot. You get back 2 endurance. You remove fatigue equal to my water ring plus bonus successes. I needed a 2. I got 3.
Ooh, nice.
I didn't get anything else. I got 3 successes. Basically, you feel the water refresh you, and since I'm in the water stance, I'm going to remove 2 strife as well. Because immediately after I make a check, I may remove 2 strife, remove another range band. And then I'm good from there, Clay.
Okay, sounds good. Instead of for an action, remember you guys can do a skirmish action, so you can assist others. You can do a calming breath if you're high. So as a support action, you may take a deep breath and calm yourself and recover stamina. If your strife is greater than half your composure, you remove 1. If your fatigue is greater than half, you remove 1. So you guys could take a calming breath during this time period as a support action instead of an attack action.
Fun.
So
Andrew, that basically, that healing should have gotten you pretty close back to being to 0, right?
Yeah, I'm at 1 fatigue now.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so with that, you're healing him. The Shiba are going to take on the other guy, and they're duking it out. He is hitting him, but the guy hasn't gone down. Back on top, the leader will take a calming breath and regain 1 of his fatigue, so he is no longer suffering the condition. But his men will attack. Look at me! And he'll attack you again. Actually, he will not attack you. He will assist his boss. Yeah. It is back on top, 7.
All right, I'm going to spend my other void point, stay in fire, and strike the leader again.
Okay.
Ooh, that makes this complicated. Now let's see if I can get lucky. All right, so I got 3 success, 2 strife, 2 opportunity.
What stance were you in?
I was in fire.
Okay. You succeed.
Okay, so that takes it up to 5 success then altogether. So that would do 6 damage, and I'm going to use the 2 opportunity to critical strike him.
Okay, go ahead. Your critical strike starts at 7 because you're wielding it 2 hands, yeah?
Yeah, and it's 7, and then he does a
Finesse check.
Yep, his fitness check, TN1 fitness.
Okay, so he'll lower it by 2, so you were now at 5.
Okay, so that's a debilitating gash. The hit is agonizing, cutting a deep furrow in the flesh or splitting muscle and fracturing bone. The character will likely need time to recover. The character suffers the severely wounded condition for the ring they used for their check to resist. If the attack had the razor edge quality, the character also suffers bleeding.
He's bleeding.
And then for severely wounded, that this condition has 2 terms: lightly wounded and severely wounded. Severely wounded. If the character suffers if they suffer the light or increase the TN of checks with the affected ring by 3.
Okay, I remember this in our playtest. Yeah, this guy's screwed.
That's a fucking lot. Okay.
And
yeah.
He's bleeding, so he's screwed.
This was like a horizontal cut.
He holds his guts kind of in, and you kind of see the pinkness of possible organs peeking out. You severed his armor. The peasants are cowering, and they're kind of next to some broken, ruined trees, trying to hide behind or over by them. Go ahead, Asawa. It is your turn.
Okay.
Oh, I'm compromised.
And you're compromised. Ooh, I should attack you.
Okay, so I'm going to once again try to knock that leader off of his feet because he's wrecking havoc.
Okay.
So that's going to be 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle that out. Pull it up. So this is a target number 2. Yeah, target number 2. So I've got 3 successes, 2 opportunity, and 2 strife. So I'm in Earth stance, right? So, okay, I can't have opportunity used against me, but let me go look at something real quick. I want to go look at this specific spell real quick again.
That's good, because that'll have I'll tell you what that spell does with opportunity.
Yep. Okay, so first he's got to make a fitness 4 check.
Fails.
Okay, so he's going to be incapacitated again. Or immobilized, not incapacitated, immobilized. And then, oh Lord, this is where I got to say it was 327, right? For there it is. I can find it again. Okay, and then I'm going to use my second one to reassure you, Andrew, that everything's going to be okay. You will lose 2 strife.
Ooh, that uncompromises me.
You bastard.
And then he's going to take 3 damage as well, Clay.
Yeah. What is because of what it's at, and because I read something on what magic damage is when it considers what is 8 on the chart, on the critical chart, Andrew.
8.
Yeah.
8 is
critical
permanent injury.
Oh wow! I really injured him with a spell.
The character suffers the bleeding condition, then chooses one scar of the following disadvantages for the ring they use for their check. What check did you?
Fire. He was in fire.
He was in fire. Lost fingers or maimed arm.
Oh
you
wow!
Crush his arm in that earth because he's on the ground, and he basically. You can describe his death if you wish. You killed him. I couldn't do any more.
As the earth opens up, he falls in, and his arm all the way to like almost up to the shoulder, and then I just kind of close the earth as it crushes his arm. He pulls back, he almost spasms back, and it rips the arm, not quite all the way off, but he just gushing blood, gushing from the artery, and just slowly expires over the course of a couple of seconds as he clearly has ripped a couple of arteries.
He is freaking out. He doesn't know what's going on, what's happening, and dies. The last man who's still standing, my last guy, is looking over and he's, I give up. And he throws down his damaged katana.
As a quick response, Clay, I want to go over to the guy that I think is dying and see if I can give him path to inner peace and try to heal some of his fatigue.
Okay.
That's going to be a 3. 10, 2. Oh lordy. It's a new scene, correct?
No, we're ending the scene, so we're still in this scene because you guys could kill off this other guy.
Okay.
Still
I don't quite heal
potentially
him.
A threat.
Well, I don't quite heal him, but I'm in air. So what happens here in air? Okay. I do get a strife, and I have 4 opportunity here to spin hang loose for a second.
You could take away 4 strife.
I could. No, let me do that. I'm going to remove 3 strife. Or 4, yeah, I'm sorry, it's Earth. I have to. Yeah, we're just going to remove the strife. I need to get back down. I'm back up to 6 strife here.
Okay,
that
you're sitting
brings
at
me
2
down
then.
to 2. But I don't quite
good.
heal this guy the way I wanted to. But yeah, that's.
So did you succeed in getting your target number for healing?
No, he does not heal.
Okay, he's still suffering. It is now back on top because your Sepin does not strike him down, or your not Sepin, but Sheba. has got him. He's blade at him. The guy's on the ground. It is back to Sepin at what he wishes to do. Since
So
the Sepin is the highest station here, I believe.
Yes, he is.
Or actually, the Maya is here, and she's not in your vicinity.
So there's no like active combatants against me, right? It's just
Nope.
the one.
You have no active combatants.
Okay, so I will turn around to the man on the ground then, and I'll look at what's your character's name, Kyle?
It's a Sawa Shohei.
Asawa Shohei. I'll look at Asawa and I'll say, do you accept his surrender?
Looking down at my friend, I'm going to say yes, on the condition that we bring him before his lord for punishment for attacking those who are above him. And also for attacking innocents. I'm pretty sure he killed that guy they stabbed earlier, right?
Yeah, everybody's dead. The husband is dead.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and order my my friend the Yojimbo to get that to help our other guy back to a horse, because I'm sure we have one, so that we can hurry up and get him back to the palace, because he needs more skilled hands than mine.
Okay, Sepin, what are you doing? Mia has now finally approached. Now that it seems that everything is down, the Mia Amiko is probably 4'9", very beautiful, very probably 25, 26. She's got her wakizashi at her hip. She's a courtier. You know this, Sepin. And you do as well, Asawa, from the time the last probably 4 or 5 days you guys have been traveling together. She approaches, and she's just watching you, Sepin.
I will then say to the man on the ground then as long as Mia Hime agrees, you are going to Toshi Rambo. It will not
Mia,
go well. It will not go well for you, though. This is not a mercy.
Kill him, Sepin-san.
That's what Mia says.
Mia says, hang him. Bandits in this country are not allowed. You are told, and she goes to him and says, you are told of who and what we are. And she looks, are you tax collectors for Lord Sune or not? And he's bawling, Ito said it was easy money. Ito said it was easy money. Have mercy. And he kind of slams his head on the ground.
I will say, I'll say then to Asawa-sama, could I borrow some of your men?
I'm fine with it. I mean, they just tried to kill me. They hurt one of my people. Yeah, go for it.
All right, I'll string him up.
You get no resistance and no fight back. He does shit himself when the asphyxiation happens, and he is hung. Mia looks at him almost like think of a kid at a science project dissecting a frog, and just turns her head to the side and looks, nods, and then goes back to the caravan and her assistants. Your guys are being helped there. It's easily done. About this time, the woman and the child, the teenager, kind of approach and they bow. They slam themselves low to you, too. Greetings, Samurai Samas. I am Huey, and this is my son, Han. Their faces in the dirt.
I want to use one sec here. I want to use honest assessment on the adult.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a courtesy. It's going to be one sec here. Courtesy. Void courtesy.
Okay.
Give me a TN2. I did. That's 3 success and 1 strife.
Okay.
That puts me on my strife threshold again, but it doesn't go over it. What is the character's disadvantage?
Her disadvantage right now, she's not suffering any real disadvantage that you can exploit or whatnot. She's scared, fearful, and that's what you get. She's fearful.
So I'll smile then at the woman and I'll say, no need to be scared.
What is your? Oh, go. Sorry. Finish up.
No need to be scared. We've dealt with the bandits.
She kind of quickly glances up at the two of you as you guys are still doing your thing. You're healing the one guy. He's off to the side, and you're all within view. And she's bowed, and she's, thank you. What is your vigilance, Sepin and Asawa?
My vigilance is 1.
3 for me.
Okay, you don't need to make a check. As you're talking to her and you're kind of doing your assessment, you also notice over a little further down by that tree that they're hiding out, you see a bulge right next to it. It's got pine cones and different things covering, but you see the bulge of a purse half hidden amongst the pine needles as you're questioning her and whatnot.
Like a coin purse or a cocoa
Yes.
purse? I will walk over and pick it up.
As you do so, you do feel her eyes, kind of her head is still bowed low, but she is watching along with the kid. And the two of you both realize that the kid kind of makes a grunting sound and kind of like he's going to stand up, but remains kneeled and bowed.
How heavy is the bag?
It's probably got, let's see. It's got 6 boo total.
I'll kind of shrug and walk back over and hand it to the woman. I'll make sure not to touch her when I give it to her.
She takes that as a sign that you're allowing her to rise, and she rises up along with her son. Arigato. Thank you so much. It is all we have left. We try to hide from... And she looks back at the tax collectors. We couldn't give any more. That is all we have to survive.
Hi. Make sure that you sing the praise of the Asawas and Mia. They're the ones that have done you this mercy today.
Of course, we were on our way to the castle's surrounding town because ours was taken. The lion had come and destroyed it and taken it, and we were going to Lord Sune's castle to be protected when these men attacked my husband and I.
So they're basically going to the town that's in front of the castle we're going to?
Yes, basically. The peasants are fleeing Fort San Uchi after their village, the 3 Trees, was attacked by the Lion Clan.
Yeah, I'll say then, as the Asawa suggested before, you're free to continue your journey with us, at least all the way up until the village.
Of course. And she kind of breathes a big sigh of relief, and her son seems to go and, I will bury father, mother. And he goes off to gather things and whatnot. Are you guys going to stick around and wait for him to finish, or are you guys going to continue on?
I'm going to wait around for them. I don't trust that this little one group of bandits has been causing all these problems.
I'm going to wait, but I'm not. I'm going to try to give him some time by talking to my charge. Like, I'm going to go over to Mia and make sure she's doing all right. And I'm not going to overtly say, though, I'm stalling to give a peasant time to bury his father.
You're an insensitive jackass. What can I say?
But, I mean, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stall to try to give him time, but I'm not going to say that.
And what are you doing again, Asawa?
I'm at this point, I'm going to do whatever I can. I actually have medicine here, so let's see what kind of approaches I can make on this.
Okay, he's got a light wound, and I think it's medicine. If Andrew still has his screen on, I think it's
for a light
condition. Yeah, for a light wound.
For a light wound, it is
I think it's 3 or 4 medicine.
wounded. A character makes a TN4 medicine check as a downtime activity. If they succeed, the wounded character removes lightly wounded. So it's a TN4 medicine water.
Okay, it's medicine water. Yikes.
Yeah, TN4. They don't mess around with medicine in this one.
This game
Well, the reason I say
is
yikes
deadly.
is the reason I say yikes is I have 2 dice.
You could do it. It's possible. You could spend a
Do-
void point to give you another dice of that type, i.e., ring die.
Yeah, but it's still only 3 dice, and I need 4 successes.
You could explode twice and with 1 success.
Ow! 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 Sorry, cat.
It is up to you, sir.
We're gonna try this just to see what happens, and we will spend my 1 void point to add an additional ring die here.
Nothing says downtime activity like Nazi human experimentation.
Well, on the plus side, this is water, so I'm only.
And are you doing this yourself, or are you instructing one of your?
Oh, I'm doing this myself.
You're touching him. Okay.
I have 3 successes, but I also pick up 3 strife. Thank God I'm in water, so I only pick up 1 strife out of this.
Because you needed 4, you could just say you're only using 1 die and you fail anyway. But it's up to you, so you don't have to take that strife.
Oh, you're right. I can do that. I keep remembering.
You could just say, hey, I fucked up. There's no way to do it. I'm going to do this and fail it. That way you don't take the strife.
Well, the way I would read that would be I probably get some bandages on it, but I'm not able to heal him at all. I can.
Yeah, you put bandages
I'm just
on
prolonging
him,
the inevitable at this point.
and they bleed through it, and
Yeah.
he looks pretty good to you. Sepin, with your critical eye that you have, the Asawa just wrapped this dude up. He didn't tighten the bandages. He just wrapped him up and tucked it in, the part in. So he's just going to have a wet bandage when this guy gets into the castle town.
I'll take a note of it, but I'm not going to say anything because, I mean, it's better that he recognized his limitation than, like, exacerbating the wound.
I'll give you both an honor for your trying to help him, even though you did it yourself and failed. You still took the time to put your hands upon this man or this boy to try to heal him, and you for ignoring his failed attempt at something that he probably should be easily enough to do.
Yeah, with that 1 medicine, I really got to get a freaking rank in water. I'm sorry, I got 1 water.
And Mia is about to say something and thinks better of saying something. But she's going to take the honor hit because she actually physically looks like she's ready to point at the Asawa and correct him in his failure. So she's going to take a hit on that, and she stops it before he actually sees it. You see it, Stephen, so that's why she's taking the hit.
I'll try to cover it up just to make sure nobody else sees it, and I'll say, well, that was rather eventful, Miyahime, and they ripped my robe.
Ah, yes, Sepin-san. It is always taxing to do one's duty. And she takes the hint now that she's kind of slow at it. You know her disadvantage is she's blunt, rudely blunt. So she was going to point out to the Asawa what he did, and then she caught herself. But again, in your protection of it, she realizes what she did, and she smiles. Yes, shall we have tea? We would not wish to come in dirty or sweaty to meet Lord Sumi.
Yes, that would be most excellent. And I hope I've heard some rumors of the crane's fashion. However, I doubt that I'll be able to find a suitable replacement to this kimono and Toshi Rambo. I'll probably have to wait till we get back to the capital.
We have Ina here, and she kind of points to one of her heman. She'll be able to make us look presentable while we take our time. Yes, let's have tea. And she kind of gestures off to the side of the cleanest area of grass, and she turns to the 2 others, to the Eda. You may join us as well. Please come. You know she's showing compassion. Is the virtue she's signaling. And for the next 2 hours, you guys sit down, relax, drink tea. Shiva takes his young man off to the side, the other soldier off to the side, and out of eye shot, and addresses the wound properly. But Mia sits down. So if you join us, and she makes it a nice area, nice tea ceremony, and she actually has a ritual, so she's performing it.
Nice.
And you guys can be restored, refreshed. Her Heman are fixing up your clothes. There's no stream or anything, so they're basically dusting your outer robes.
This makes me very pleased because my passion is fashion.
You may remove strife because you're doing, if you're partaking with her and kind of directing a little bit and getting part of it. But she does a good job cleaning, dusting it off. She can't do a full-on clean job, but she does really good. She has it air out, and she rubs it with blossoms to refresh it. So it takes about a good 2 hours. You guys are standing here, and as the afternoon starts going into the evening, Mia starts to kind of question the woman and her son, and the gist of what she gets. I won't go and I don't want to talk to myself for 10 minutes, but the gist of the conversation is this: is that Lord Sune is unable to protect the villages beyond the castle town. And when they aren't harassed by bandits, they're threatened by rival clan armies. Peasants have been fleeing for Otosunuchi for some time now because the village, their village, Three Trees Village, was attacked by the Lion Clan and torched. As you guys are talking, both the son and the mother provide you guys with an orimari, a small wooden protective charm, you could say. Do you guys accept? Only you two, you guys that were fighting.
One sec here.
Is this a trick?
Can I want to do a...
You can do a theology roll if you have theology.
Yeah, we'll be trying.
I'm not as worried about that. Could I do a cultural roll? I want to, cultural roll. I basically want to see how superstitious and podunk this is gonna make me look in front of the lady.
Okay, so I'm gonna do recall to see how this. I'm gonna earth this to see how this should be approached.
Okay.
Come on, give me one more die. Thank you.
I'll recall.
If you have courtesy, you can. You're using Earth courtesy. You can.
Our Earth culture. I want to remember what Maya thinks of etiquette and taking weird gifts like this from peasants.
Okay, go ahead and give me the roll.
Theology recall. I'm trying to remember what the Celestial Order thinks about this. And I got 2 successes, 3 opportunity. So I'm gonna eat one of those the strife I got. So,
2 success, 1 opportunity.
What did you get, Seppin?
2 success, 1 opportunity.
Okay. I'll start at 7 since I heard you last. Mia likes gifts, and she follows the custom of gift giving. Even doesn't matter on the station. If someone offers you a gift, it is courtesy to accept it after the 3rd time.
Yeah, so I'll
go. Bushido, and courtesy is something, especially something that she upholds, even though because she's in Craneland, she's upholding to what their tenets of Bushido are, which is courtesy. It's high on their thing.
I'll accept it. I'll go through the horse and pony show of denying it, but obviously wanting it until they offer it to me.
And you, Asawa, are trying to divinate or recall what?
Exactly how the Celestial Order feels about taking these kind of trinkets from people that are lower station than you.
Because they're lower station, it is still a trinket. And if this is a Omari, a protective charm, it is a charm. Now, she could have gotten this. This could be an heirloom item. This could be anything. You just don't know. But accepting it, it's a protective charm is what she's giving you. Divine protection.
Well,
so it's a gift as well.
I'm going to sock that piece of information away, and then I'm going to do the traditional thrice denial before I accept it.
Okay. And as you grab it, Asawa, you feel a moment of warmth. And then it kind of fades away. She bows very low. Thank you again for saving me and my child and allowing us time for my son to bury his father. And, you know, at the same time, Mia is getting her tea ready and doing that and talking. She's being very, very polite. Do you guys want to do anything while this is happening during the ceremony, or do you wish to just kind of ignore the small talk, do your thing, and continue on?
Yeah, I don't care about small talk right now. I have a friend that's dying, so less small talk, more let's get him into somewhere where he can actually get help.
He comes limping back after a time, bows very low, first to the Mia, the Seppen, and then to you. Arigato, Sawa-sama. Thank you.
I kind of give him a look, and I just bluntly state, I don't know why you're thanking me. I wasn't able to actually help you.
He bows again, and Mia offers everyone tea, even those of lower station, and turns back, and she makes small talk, an art form, and you guys are stuck here for 2 hours unless you wish to or pursue her on speeding it up. But you are here for 2 hours while she makes small talk.
No, I won't push her forward. I am, however, going to try to be like a set piece and like move to the back of the conversation as much as possible.
What about you, Asawa?
Asawa is not very comfortable talking to this woman. He's shy and young. He's very blunt and direct, but he's also shy and young. How old is this? How old is she? How's Mia?
She's probably 25, 26.
Yeah, she's actually she's actually kind of significantly older than he is. So he feels very awkward being addressed by her. Like he's blushing and red, and he kind of murmurs into his cup and stuff when she asks him questions. He's not very helpful to her.
Okay.
And I'm in.
You can give me a. What's that?
I said I'm an older gentleman, by the way, if you couldn't tell by the picture.
You're going to say I can give you what, Clay?
You can go ahead and give me a sentiment check if you wish.
Sentiment. Those would be fun. We're going to go with sense. I'm going to see I'm going to see if I can figure out how she feels about this.
Am I sensing tension between him and Mia?
The sexual tension?
You do, because you can see that he's nervous when she talks to him directly. That's something that just comes off.
I have.
What you're doing is what is she doing about it?
Okay, I want to do an honest assessment of Sawa.
Okay.
Wow. So Clay, I got 2 successes, 1 opportunity, 1 strife. I'm just going to use the opportunity to eat that strife, and I got 2 successes.
Okay. You didn't beat hers. You get that she seems to really like talking with you. She talks to you about your training at your school, your sensei, your clan champion. Basically, she's not grilling you, but she's getting information from you, and you're understanding that she likes you. And she's trying to make you calm you down and get you to talk back.
Like I said,
putting you at ease.
Trying to.
And what did you get there, Andrew?
I got 2 success and a strife. So
what is your frustration, your adversity, Mr.?
My adversity is bluntness.
So Dojima thinks to himself,
And Mia is you've dealt with her before, where you've had to protect her in the past. She enjoys the game of tongues, and she's not playing like a scorpion would, like leading him somewhere where he's going to hurt himself verbally or compromise himself. but she's teasing him as if, the cheerleader teasing their nerdy guy sitting down there talking about Star Wars. She just pops up, starts talking, giving him attention.
Well, I'm having like Suppin's having like a Vicini moment where he's like logicking himself in circles because he's like the guy's blunt, but he's also very bashful right now, clearly. But that means that he's afraid he's going to say something that offends her. But is he afraid he's going to say something she misconstrues, or is he going to say or is he afraid he'll let something slip that's actually really offensive? Like Suppin's in like deep thought trying to figure this out.
He was able to keep his shit out of. He didn't put his foot in his mouth. So with the successes he got, he was able to stay out of that. But again, those 2 hours passed by without a hitch. And she talks to everyone. She even talks to you, Seppin, and reminds you of some of the times that you guys had. She doesn't embarrass you, but she hints. She leaves that open that she knows a few things.
Oh, so she didn't bring up the time I lost my eye? That's very kind.
No, she doesn't do that. That would be kind of rude.
Well, it depends on how you're telling the story, too. Some samurai would be funny. Like, tell it to a crab's going to bust out laughing.
That would be a really funny dark secret if the way Seppin lost his eye was like tripping and hitting the side of a deck instead of like losing it in combat.
You could do that. That'd be funny. I'd laugh. I'd do something stupid like that. Okay. Travel on to the town and Kyotei Castle. Fly. As the sun starts to set, you guys make your way. Again, this is a small town that in the center of it is the palisades, the walls to the castle, and inside you see a beautifully 3-storied castle. A dozen spear-wielding guards look down upon you as you approach the battlements from the walls while the great gate is open. 2 more soldiers approach you with a bow of respect. They politely request to inspect your traveling papers given to you when you left. No more than another minute passes as you are giving your traveling papers, and an old woman appears, bowing deeply to you both. She introduces herself as Ojino, the personal servant to the Lord, and slowly starts to lead you through the gate, into the courtyard, and into the reception hall. Are you guys going to fight? Or basically, the guys at the gate just ask you for your papers.
If we're where we need to be, I'm going to trust that this is not an ambush here.
You are at Kyotei Castle.
Yeah, as long as we're where we need to be, I'm just going to follow her. There's no reason not to.
What about you there, Seppin? Do you provide the travel papers you were given?
I will, and if I have Mia's travel papers, I'll provide those as well as kind of like a point man to minimize risk.
Very good. Again, no problems. And then Ojino comes out. She's an elderly woman, probably late 60s, but she still has a very strong voice and demeanor. And she leads you guys inside, and you guys are in the reception hall of the castle, this large area of a low table, pillows all around where you would sit or kneel. You see these Soji screens around that would open you access to the rest of the castle. And we ask for your forgiveness, honored samurai, but I am afraid that your arrival comes at an ill hour. Lord Tagashi would have come himself to greet you if it were not for very, very unfortunate circumstances. Calamities of sorts has befallen our sacred shrine. I'm sorry he is not here to greet you.
I'll give a little bit of a nod. It's not quite a bow, but like I accept the explanation.
Mia does as well. You're being served refreshments.
I'm actually a little naive on this whole situation. Like I said, this guy's barely out of the pocket, so he kind of stumbles across after he sees the way you guys are treating her and stumbles into giving her proper respect.
She bows low and says, again, my name is Ujanos, this personal servant to the Lord. And again, I am sorry he is not here, but our shrine has been a calamity of misfortune has beset our shrine, and he is dealing with that matter. Mia prods you a little bit, looking at you, Asao, and says, "Oh, what has happened to the sacred shrine of this castle?" And Ojina says, "This morning a flock of cranes was found dead and spewed about the grounds of the castle shrine." And Mia just nods. Mia, if you guys aren't going to say anything, Mia just prods her a little more because she's very inquisitive.
Seppin thinks to himself, I've seen a flock of dead cranes today too, but he doesn't say anything.
Let's be fair, they started it. You can't prove anything. Again, I'm not sure why that's a big deal. That's my problem here.
As a Sekenjan and your knowledge, even at the thing, that would be a bad omen. You know, the fortunes or the kami themselves. You know, you are at a crane temple or a crane castle, and that your shrine should be desiccated with the death of a flock of cranes. The spiritual animal of the crane clan is found dead at your shrine.
At this
so
point,
that could lead to some type of ill fortune or something happening there.
At this point, because Seppin knows the adversity of the Asawa, he is just sitting with his hands in front of him, looking at the Asawa, waiting to see how he sticks his foot in his mouth.
You also know, Asawa, that the wedding was going to probably take place there. If it was going to happen at the castle, it would have taken place at the shrine. Now that the shrine has been desiccated or unclean, it's got to be purified and take for a while. The wedding is very soon, and this would postpone the wedding. You know that as well.
Being as blunt and brutally honest as I am, I'm just going to say it then. And I mentioned to her, I guess this means the wedding will be backed up.
She looks at you. It would be if this was not the dire circumstances. If battles, she breathes, is really not my place to say, but because the crane and a lion are duking it out and are fighting, and the battle, the army's basically at our doorstep here and at Toshi Rambo, this union has to go forward. Your cousin, and she stops as if she was blunt. This wedding has to go forward for both sakes of the Phoenix and the crane. My lord's priest is trying to move the wedding to the Golden Valley Shrine, and the request has been sent out to move it to that shrine there, the ceremony to take place there. And we believe that is what's going to happen.
What do I know of the Golden Valley Shrine tactically?
Go ahead and give me a tactics check, and possibly to recall. You're trying to remember.
Let's see. I'm going to try to recall, so I'm going to use like an approach from a different category, but like recall tactics. I want to know what I've heard about the terrain of the valley and like how far it is away from the actual city. Okay. So that's Earth, and it's tactics, so I got one skill. Okay, so one explosion. Keep 2. Okay, so 3 success, 1 strife.
It's a ways out. It's still within the domain of the Crane Lands. It's a larger shrine area than the one here at the castle.
How?
But again, defensive-wise, you could bring an army over. It doesn't have the pure defenses of the one here in the castle itself.
How close though are we straying to more contested territories?
Again, you'd be going further into the Crane Lands, but this castle itself is basically at the center point of both Phoenix, the Crane, and the Lion Lands. It's really close to Toshi Rambo. It's really close to Otsusamuchi.
So it's definitely, this suggestion is definitely more dangerous. And like as a guard, it would pique my ears a little bit that we're risking ourselves to bandits, but I won't say anything yet.
You're risking yourself to that, and you're also, with the roll that you made, the tactics roll is, and what's happening, you're kind of piecing together because you rolled 2 successes, yeah?
3.
3. So you're piecing together that, one, the Golden Valley Shrine is further out, it's more exposed. 2, this just happened before the wedding, where you're isolating, where this is more protective here in the castle to allow this wedding to occur. Something, either something,
Sabotage.
yeah, that's what you're thinking. You don't know if it's supernatural or what. And while you're thinking that, Gino says, "Would you please help?" She turns to you, Asawa, and says, "Because you are the cousin of the bride, finding out what happened to our shrine, and she will then be, your cousin will be lady of the manor. We need to find out what happened. Please look into this matter. I feel that there are other forces at work besides one of a supernatural or the god's intervention. But please refresh yourself." And she bows low.
I'm going to suggest before she leaves, access to a dove or something similar, because I want to send a letter back to my family, because that goes far outside of the dictate they sent me here with.
Yeah, you're only here to
spectate the wedding and to watch this magic that they want me to learn.
But I'm only here for the food.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Ojima will provide you a dove, refreshments. You guys are seen to your quarters. They're very not luxurious, but being as this castle is prepared for battle and stuff, they are still nice. They are still crane, and then you do also see hints of lion. But they take you to your quarters, and you guys are set up. You're set up at your rooms. You're set up at your rooms, Septon. You share, basically, it's the Mia's room, a communal sitting room in between, and then your room, Septon. You're on the other side of the hallway, Asawa, with your family and entourage. You've got a little bigger space because you are family. And you're more people than what the Septon and the Mia needed. But you guys are settled in. Time will pass by as you like, but you can explore the Kyotei shrine if you wish.
I want to, once I get to the room, I want to do a check. I don't know what this check would be. I don't know if it would be actually skullduggery itself, but I want to try to think like an assassin or a thug and try to see if there's any vulnerabilities.
Okay, it will be skullduggery. You are trying to think like a criminal, and you can pick your own approach, whatever you think works best for you.
I'll do fire because it's innovate a new way.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, nope. So I got I'm only gonna keep one of these. I got an opportunity and a strife.
Okay, with your fire opportunity, I will allow you to notice something that's pretty obvious in your curriculum as a Septon Guards, is that there is a rafter system to the area that you're in. It's quite obvious. There's a rafter system above. It's about 10 feet above you, but there are beams and cross beams.
And I already see some like weaselly scorpion getting himself up there.
And as you think that, to push that thought further, you do have a guest list. Because of your position, you do have a guest list.
I would immediately then look to the scorpion on the guest list.
There is a scorpion entourage here. And I will provide that, being as I'll wind down here in a little bit before we start the next scene. I will provide that scorpion list, or the itinerary, the list of guests to you. But you see one there. He's a courtier, here representing the scorpion for this wedding. You see that there is an Ide to represent the unicorn here. You see that there's a contingent of other phoenix here representing the bride. The Shiva's families here. You see crane delegation to represent the groom. the Mia delegation to represent the Imperials. There's also a Lion representative coming.
That's good. That's gonna go over like a fart in church.
Yeah, he's in his former family's house that you've stolen from him. Yeah, that's real smooth.
I'm going to cut the scene there, and that'll fade until we get to the next. But what are you going to do, Sawa, as you have time to do stuff inside your rooms?
First thing I want to do is get clean, and I want to make sure that the younger guy is well tended for. He's going to need some time to recover at this point.
Yeah, you notice that he's being provided for by some of the crane they're here, with your Shiva overlooking it. But now that he is under protection, he's back to being near you, Jimbo. He scouted out your rooms and seems satisfied.
That's fine with me. Okay. Oh wow, my nose is running like crazy. Sorry. I do want to take the time, Clay, to actually commune with the kami here.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Hang on a second. I got to read exactly how it works and write it in here. I'm actually looking to start a fire in the grate and commune directly with the fire kami because they would be most likely to know about a plot like this. So we're gonna go. I gotta find rituals real quick too. So there it is. Spirits. Okay. So I gotta make it bigger because I can't read this small ass print.
So you're gonna do a commune with spirits ritual.
Yeah. As an act, again. Make a TN1 theology check to peer alternate my spirits that element. Okay, if you see, choose and receive one of all. Okay, so first I'm going to make a TN1 theology check. That's going to be fun at 6 dice. Okay, so first things first here. Okay, so I'm going to get 3 boons out of this. Because I've got two successes, 2 opportunity, and 1 strife. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to detect all of the kami. I'm going to sense the kami that are here. Make sure there's actually a fire kami present. And then,
there is one once you lit the fire.
Okay, and then I'm going to ask him specifically if he knows anything about the death of the cranes in the shrine, which would be spiritual knowledge, and it would be learn 1 fact that he knows about it.
Okay. This is what happened.
Keep talking. I can hear you. I just got to get some toilet paper.
Okay, I will keep talking then since you can hear me. So as you stare into the flame that you made, you see that it starts to twirl and peak and do whatnot, and then you see 2 eyes open up within the flames. And your question is the dead crane. And you hear a small voice says, "You wish to know? I will show. Yes, yes, yes." And your eyes look upon a courtyard, casting the ball of your vision of flame. The dead cranes stalk about the shrine of Kyotei Castle, picking at the corpses of dead lion. Not samurai, but actual beasts, the actual lions themselves. Suddenly a roar cuts through the air and the cranes turn their heads as one to look at this new lion striding forth into the shrine. The dead lions jerk to life, their roars joining hers. The cranes take flight into the air, circling above, but 1 crane remains facing the lions. You find yourself, as your vision clears, that you're on your back, the flame sputtering that you made sputtering out, and you find yourself back in the world, back on your back, cold sweat drenching you from your head.
Well, that is very enlightening, and I'm going to make sure to go and put that down somewhere where I will not forget that information.
I will copy and paste it later. I'm going to make a cheat sheet for you guys. Yes, that kind of thing. And then my own cheat sheet so I can take it here.
Yeah.
And then that's where we'll fade to you. Your vision is coming back. You've rested, but now you've kind of got a sweat on as if you were in a sweat lodge. And what are you finishing up before you begin? There, Tepid, before you guys go and investigate the shrine, as you told what's her name you would look into.
I mean, after I like get my security analysis done and get that list of scorpions, I'm good to go.
Okay.
And I don't need all the scorpions. I need a prominent scorpion, because what I'm going to do is try to speak with them and try to suss out if I can learn any evil intentions, which I'm sure I will.
Can't imagine there being evil intentions where somebody murdered a bunch of sacred animals in a shrine.
You do your deductive reasoning. You start making your notes and getting stuff. You circle a prominent name, and I will give you the name.
Was there a surviving crane?
A surviving crane.
I'll fucking take him around like a witness identifying an attacker.
What are you doing? What do you mean surviving crane?
I mean, when the cranes were slaughtered at the altar.
No, they're all dead at the shrine. When you guys approach, they're all dead. I'll bring that up.
You're trying to talk to a bird. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
Yeah, like your dog couldn't identify someone that kicked them. Oh, and by the way, birds are much smarter than dogs.
Back to the name you circle is Soshi Ozuru.
I can't get this image in my head of him running around the wedding with this like half-conscious crane just honking.
Like me holding him princess style with his like neck like slumped way down over my arm. Like, who did it? Which
no one crane is alive. When the two of you approach, you see two shrine maidens cleaning. They're dumping water on the gravel stone to take care of the blood. You see a cart off to the side filled with cranes that have been meticulously laid to rest. And another shrine maiden appears to be cleaning another part of the shrine. As you approach, you seem to have miraculously met on your way to the shrine. What would you like to do?
Who is this person I've miraculously met?
You've basically, as you've made your notes and stuff, and you're making your way to the shrine, so is the Asawa after he's cleaned up. You guys are making your way to the shrine together. Meet up.
Okay.
And as you make your way to the shrine, you see two shrine maidens pouring water over gravel and cleaning the blood from the ground, while a third is off to the side with her hands and knees scrubbing the stepping stones leading to the shrine.
How fair are these shrine maidens?
Not very good. Basically, you come to a garden area that raises up. To pass through to get to the shrine, you got to pass a torii gate to get to the actual area where the shrine is. Then they've got steps leading up to the main area, main stage of the shrine, and you see one shrine maiden cleaning the steps while the other two are doing the gravel around the shrine. And as you guys pass the torii gates, you feel an ominous presence hit your back. Just something is not right here as you guys pass through the torii gate.
Maybe the fact that they left it known as a torii gate in the middle of a crane castle.
I'm gonna stop when I walk through the gate and say to Asawa, well, if there's something you want to investigate, I've got your back.
I'm not real sure where to go with this, guys.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle and Andrew, I'm going to fade out. That way I can prep a little more for this because it should be interesting. And I will give a list of names, the guests that are here that you have, the people you've met, and what we've done. So I'll kind of do a rundown so we have this because there'll be a lot of people. So the start of this, since I will be doing this campaign, if you guys like it, continue after the story, and my 4th edition one back and forth, back to back. That is what I'll do. If we're cool with it.
I'm fine with that. And for the record, Andrew, I found a picture of your crane.
Yeah, I saw it. He's very, very majestic.
Now I can't help but see. I'm never going to stop seeing that. Every time I think of this character, it's going to be just running around a wedding with a crane.
Who did it?
But no crane is able to give you the information as they're all dead.
Show Dojima who did it. And the crane's head's gonna like perk up and like turn around the room, and then its eyes are gonna flare and it's gonna see the scorpion. I knew it.
That, I'll close the broadcast. I'll let you guys plug anything, say anything they want at the end. Kyle, go ahead.
Check me out on Legacy Game Mastering. Hopefully, I'm going to finish up my 5 worst games, 5 best games series that I've managed to piss off several people with. So, yay. Hopefully, I'll do that this week. And other than that, have fun.
Mr. Andrew.
I've got nothing. Thanks for watching, guys.
Man has nothing. Thanks for the one watch that was. I appreciate it. Anyway, I'll probably put this video on hiatus until I can beef it up a little bit. I'm screwing around with the channel, so that's what I'll do. Thank you for watching, and later.